Greetings, fellow parents and TCDSB members. My name is Kathy Lee. I am a current TCDSB parent, volunteer, and CSPC co-chair. I am a retired computer programmer. Shortly after my retirement, I became certified as a Zumba instructor. I wanted to share my passion for Zumba dance fitness with my daughter's school community. Challenge number 1. How do I get the buy-in of the principal and the staff? The school was a busy happening place. Would they have time to fit me into their schedule? Having become a SNAP program volunteer shortly after my retirement, I came to know the principal and the school staff. I offered to do a Zumba session for the students. A date and time was set to deliver a Zumba DPA for the school community. The students loved it. Principal R revealed that he had never seen students so engaged during DPA. I declared the event a success. I was asked to deliver further Zumba sessions to the students. Challenge number 2. The very next day after our inaugural Zumba DPA, the TCDSB went into COVID lockdown. How was I going to make good on my commitment to continue leading Zumba DPA for the students? Along came Zoom, and we were delivering Zumba to the students directly to their homes. We scarcely missed a beat. Post-COVID, we formed a Zumba leadership team. The team started with a few brave souls and eventually grew to 43 students strong, notably out of a school population of 120. A place of belonging where simple desire guarantees you membership. Challenge number 3. Principal R moved on to another school. Was this going to be the end of our Zumba movement? No, Zumba continued on at my daughter's school and spread to Principal R's new school. Thus, we Zumbaed on for 3 more years. Challenge number 4. Our Zumba leadership team was brimming with energy, camaraderie, and pride. The team wanted to take their talents and hard work on the road. With no money for a bus, transportation would be on foot. Supervision would come from involved parents. The participating audience would be the neighboring high school special education class. The field trip was a resounding success. Much fun was had by the students from both schools. Our time together ended with a group photo and a group hug. We were given an invitation to return, which we did the following school year. Challenge number 5. Upon seeing the powerful and empowering effects Zumba was having on the students, I now wanted to take my Zumba workshops into as many schools as would grant me an audience. I have since delivered multiple Zumba workshops to 3 more schools, with more to come before the year's end. To my unexpected and pleasant surprise, one of the schools requested a weekly Zumba workshop for the staff. It is heartwarming to see the staff bonding in a non-academic environment, learning, laughing, and growing together, having fun, and getting fit. In conclusion, I hope that I have been able to impart upon you the power of pursuing your passion and the potential that you have to positively impact the lives of all around you. Thank you for listening to my story.
Life Through My Eyes, a journey of faith, motherhood, and advocacy. I am grateful to be here with you today in order to share a few pages from my life, a journey filled with challenges, faith, and love. My early journey in life without a mother was difficult most days, as I had no mother to advocate for me, no one to witness my milestones, not even a birthday song sung by my mother. I was sadly raised in a deeply broken family. My mother abandoned us. I lived on my own at age 18 and lost my only brother on Christmas Day of 2000. I was struggling, and it was a major test of faith and understanding after the loss of my brother. I couldn't understand why all the hardship and despair. Despite the traumas I endured, I still held on to my faith and had hope. Let's keep focused on the importance of a mom and her faith, seeing her, me, through some of the darkest times while still holding on to my faith. At the age of 36, with 3 little children, aged 2, 3, and 4, I was diagnosed with a benign brain tumor compressing my brainstem. Talk about trying to keep my faith, but I remained determined to face whatever path God had put before me. The problems and challenges throughout the years that I faced as a Catholic mom of 3 children, now 20, 18, and 16, was my children not being listened to on a local level. I started advocating for their rights within the Catholic school system. The thought of me potentially not being there for them to ensure they were okay was a tough reality to face. Well, I like to think I raised my children to advocate for themselves. There were many times where there were challenges and they were heard but not listened to. I had helped them face and document injustices countless times. I reminded them they are resilient and to keep love in their hearts. Meanwhile, as a mom, I was questioning my faith along the journey of motherhood and the school system. Despite the challenges before me, I had to stay focused and overcome all my anxieties for my 3 children, to help guide and encourage them to reach their full potential. I wanted my children to see the God-given talents they had. I wanted to ensure they were being nourished at school to follow the path God had put before them. I would tell them each day, if it's not good for you, it's not good for others. Be kind, be compassionate, and always know you are never alone. God is with you each step of the way. It was paramount that I be their advocate and support them at home in any way I could. Like all parents, we all want to do what is best for our children and will stop to no end to ensure they are in a safe and welcoming environment. The everyday injustices and struggles in the school system was undeniable, from hurtful comments from teachers, social challenges, and friend rejection. There were simple things like, he has to take off his red sweater as it's not uniform. Meanwhile, his elbow buddy was permitted to wear a yellow sweater. If one had to follow the dress code, why didn't all of them? I would ask myself, sounds pretty simple, right? I thought so too. Only to have to go in to speak to a teacher and say, this is not fair. Another time, my son thought his teacher's hair was the coolest thing, like a Superman hairstyle. And he told his friends, look how cool his hair is. And the teacher replied to my son, look at your own messy hair. Talk about lacking compassion and getting on a kid's level. This really hurt him, and he felt quite embarrassed. My daughter faced many challenges in being rejected by her friend group and realizing not all friends are who they say they are. I told my children there are many injustices in this world, and they must try to do our best to continue to have hope and faith that God will always be there. I've encouraged my kids to know Mother Mary because she loves you more than I do. And for those who know me, know I'm a pretty involved mom in my kids' lives. So unconditional love is an understatement, but Mother Mary's love loves you more than I do. And they would look at me like, imagine that. I remained anchored in faith and wanted my children to truly know that Mother Mary's love even surpassed mine. I also taught my children our household anthem, God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. Much so we would scream it throughout the house to each other. I taught them to rise above cruelty and to be kind. I realized that being involved in the Catholic community and giving back to others was so rewarding as a mom. When we help others, we actually feed our souls. I joined Catholic school parent councils, and I'm currently a CSPC chair, a secretary, OAPC rep, community rep. I serve with Society of St. Vincent de Paul and also run a nonprofit charity for the homeless, where we feed 200 less fortunate every year during the Christmas holidays in memory of my brother. Aside from the many day-to-day issues my children have faced and will need to face, I remind them that they need to get dressed and show up. Be the best they can be. Mistakes are inevitable. After all, we are all human and not divine. I refuse to give in to my traumas and turn them into positive actions in helping others. I have been able to turn my pain into purpose. My advocacy means more to me than just being a voice for my children. I am now a voice for many children and their families. I would dig into the Education Act to ensure my children were being set up for success. I wanted to understand what options are available to enrich their education in the classroom. I believe in a fair education rooted in faith. We are all gathered here today because we all have a deep love for Jesus and our Catholic values. It is my hope all of us know that we are loved, even in our darkest days, and we never have to give up, because when we are doing things in good faith, only good can come of it. I stand before you today and speak with conviction that our voices matter and need to be heard. Please continue to fight the good fight, like 1 Timothy 6:12. Do the best you can until you know better, and when you know better, we got to do better. Maya Angelou. Lastly, thank you for allowing me to share a part of my journey. Keep the faith, keep advocating, keep loving, and don't stop praying. Thank you.
My name is Elizabeth Wiley, and I have 2 children, a daughter in grade 10 and a son in grade 8, who just so happens to be on the autism spectrum. I wanted to share a little bit about what the power of one means to me. Particularly when my son was a lot younger, he really wasn't able to go along with the status quo in the classroom. He needed extra supports. And I really needed to advocate to ensure that his time was being put to good use and not just being like a childcare situation. I wanted to make sure he was learning. The school wasn't in a position to really meet my child's needs, as he couldn't really speak for himself. And, with best intentions, I know that they were working towards helping him learn, but it really needed to be a situation where I was collaborating with the school to ensure that he was getting the best outcomes. So really, to get those best results, I needed to build strong relationships with the staff and to collaborate with them. So that's all the employees that were, the school employees that were working with my son. Teachers, educational assistants, principals, additional resource staff. So basically everybody that was in contact with him. So over the years, in order to build that relationship with the school, I joined the parent council. I was present at parent engagement events, school masses. I basically became an active participant in the school community. I've attended CPIC meetings and Special Education Advisory Committee meetings. So anything I could do to be engaged and be part of that community, I did. Basically, with any relationship, nobody really wants to be talked down to or told what to do. When I feel that some parents, approach the school, often with good reason, but on the attack or in a hostile kind of spirit, that never goes over well. So my approach over the years was to be diplomatic and to be firm and persistent in my advocacy for my son. So when I was contacting the school or attending IEP meetings or any other types of meetings, contacting the principal, what have you, I did my homework and I came prepared. I would often enlist some of my outside providers to participate in meetings with the school. And over the years, that it was a little difficult to be truthful at the beginning to get them invited to meetings, but over time, they were. It was really nice to see those outside professionals gain the respect of the school staff, and really everybody was there to help my son move forward. So, there was definitely a spirit of mutual respect and collaboration, which was great. So really, on my end, I can say over time, I've been at this for a long time, but in my dealings with staff, most of them truly want the best results. They want to be part of a success story. Everyone works hard and really wants to have that satisfaction in seeing their students move forward. So, it's really nice to help the staff have that, have a solution, and it's always collaborative. Not everything works right off the bat, but to work together and really over time see that success. And then when they are having, my son is humming and things are going well, they can focus their attention obviously on the many other needs in the classroom. So I know my child's just one of the group, but when he is, doing well, then again, they can focus their attention on maybe some of the other students that have needs as well. So obviously, I'm telling you this from the lens of a special education parent, but I do have another child in grade 10 and she's neurotypical, and I've really applied the same principles to her. I still go to the parent-teacher interviews. I know the principal. I've been just as actively engaged in her school career, and it's been just as satisfying.
Hello everybody, my name is Joel. I'm one of the UAPSI Toronto Director. I joined UAPSI as Toronto Director early 2024. I have 4 kids in the Catholic school. My eldest son, Perseus, is in Marshall McLuhan, while my other kids, Lexi, Julian, and Max, are on St. Norbert. Me, my wife, and my 8-month-old son at the time moved to Canada in 2011. After the company I was working for decided to shut down the operation in the Philippines, I was the one lucky enough to get relocated here in Canada. It was a scary moment, leaving just us in a different country across the world. Luckily, Facebook is already a thing by that time, so we got to connect to my parents who guided us in raising our baby. Several trusted friends that treat us as a family along the way. And most importantly, my superwoman wife, Jacqueline, who has a degree in nursing in the Philippines but never had a chance to practice her study as I caught her early and tied the knot quickly. She used her knowledge to keep me and my son alive. All of the parents wanted the best for their kids. One of the reasons why we chose to move to Canada is for the better life of our family. As per my experience, education is the key to get ahead in life and get closer in achieving your dreams. Few years after we settled in, my eldest son was about to start his kindergarten. We wanted the best for our son academically, but wanted to instill our Catholic faith and values and beliefs. We used to live in a country where families that are well off are the ones that can afford to go and study in a Catholic school. We were under the impression that it was the same here in Canada. We were thinking of going straight to the public school by default. As we don't have any relatives here when we came in, we relied completely on our online research, with hesitations that all the information that we gathered might be wrong. Luckily, we live in an apartment where neighbors have kids in Catholic school. They share their experiences, and we are glad that we decided to put our kids in the Catholic school. I met a lot of amazing and gracious people here in Canada. Canadians are, well known to be nice people. I know for a fact that people wanted to help without expecting anything in returns. The biggest blessings I have is my family, especially my wife who supported me 100% all the time. She looks after our family and put her career on hold to ensure that our kids will be nurtured and be present for their needs. My family keep me wake up every morning, strive hard, provide for them, and be at their service. I believe we belong to a sandwich generation, a generation that support their own family while supporting their elderly parents. As my parents are now retired and can no longer earn a living, my wife supported me to provide housing and financial assistance to my parents in the Philippines. I met a lot of people that helped me along the way. They genuinely rooted for me and my family to succeed. And most importantly, our Lord Jesus Christ. I know that we don't have everything that we want, but God graciously provided everything that we need. This gave me a well-rested sleep at night, knowing that all the challenges that I was going to go through, God will be there to support and provide for me. As we experience a bit of a challenge when my kids starting going to school, I wish I can help parents who is in the current situations where we were, even in my own very small way. As soon as my youngest son started kindergarten, I knew that I need to get involved and be active to what is going on in my children's education, and also I got an extra hours I can share back to the community. I decided to join the Kids Parent Council as a volunteer from the beginning. I met a lot of passionate parents who wanted to contribute for the betterment of not only their children, but all the students. I saw them working tirelessly, planning, organizing, and executing activities that will enrich student experiences in the school. As we are now in the challenging times, it is more important than ever that we get involved and try our best to support our kids. Canada is amazing and a welcoming country. That is why all the nationalities wanted and trying their best to migrate here for a better future. As per my personal experience, we wanted to integrate as much as we can, but we also wanted to introduce to my children some of the traditions and cultures I grew up with. Multicultural is one of the assets of the country. Some of you may or may not agree with it. Some cultures might influence our children in a good and a bad way. we cannot be around them all the time, and we have to rely on the institutions that will help ensures that our kids will learn essential knowledge academically while instilling our Catholic values and beliefs. All parents dream of their kids to excel academically, but more importantly, to grow up to be kind and caring to other people. I encourage you to engage and be active to our children's education. Our children needs you. Meet other parents, teachers, principals, and other supporting staff. Maybe some of the values that are being taught in school you don't agree with. Be aware and voice out your concern. Advocate for the betterment of your kids and other students. We might have different ideas and beliefs, but we share the same goal: our kids' future, our next generation to come. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Hello everyone, my name is Bonnie Wilshire and I am the owner and CEO of the Food Equity Everyday Program, also known as the iFeed program. In 2020, one day accidentally, when I was going to a bakery to get some sweets that I really wanted and I knew I shouldn't be eating because I was not supposed to be eating a lot of sugar, I noticed that the staff were carrying out large bags of bread and throwing them into the garbage. And I was very curious as to why this was happening. So I asked them, what's going on? Why are you throwing out the bread? They explained that they didn't have any charities to pick up and they don't store bread overnight. And so they had to throw the bread out. And I asked how many times a week this was happening. And at that time, it was happening 5 days a week because charities that were picking up before had stopped picking up during the pandemic. So I did the only thing I could. I asked, how can I help? Next thing I knew, I was off to Walmart buying 12 large bins to transport bread from the bakery to my home. And I remember standing up in my home thinking, Bonnie, what have you done? What are you going to do with all this bread? Who are you going to serve? How do you start? Well, I started with my son's school, and my son is part of the Halton Catholic District School Board, and asked them, how do you identify people who need food support? Who are the families that you serve? And immediately I got a really positive response. And we started this confidential process of identifying and supporting students and families in need of food support. That spread to other schools as the administrative team of my son's school mentioned the work I was doing to other schools. And then it evolved into what is known as the iFeed program today. Since that time, we have grown very strong, supporting over 120 families in the Halton region. We have a team of volunteers that includes high school students from the Halton Catholic District School Board and their parents, and also local community members who are happy to help. We also have forged partnerships with local community businesses, including La Rose Bakery, Cobb's Bakery, the gallery upstairs, and the Milton Horticultural Society, who provides fruits, vegetables, and herbs to the iFeed program during the spring to summer and early fall months. I'm very proud to be able to say that we have a team in this community that includes different people from the Halton Catholic School Board volunteering their time. And I'm very humbled that we can support our school community and the community at large in this way. Thank you for giving me the time to share my story, and blessings to you all.